further ado, here's Congresswoman Lizzie Fletcher.
Okay, great. I think I'm off of mute. Thank you so much, Rocio. And thanks to all of you for being here. I see some of you are in your cars or vans headed around town. And I know it's been an eventful night. Lots going on. And we're, of course, all getting used to this new system of reporting with the Harris County Clerk's Office. So I'm grateful to all of you for hopping on this Zoom so quickly, just to give a quick update and really to express my excitement and delight at being reelected to represent Texas's 7th Congressional District. Of course, I would not be here without the hard work and dedication and commitment of everyone who has supported this campaign. And that's because this campaign is a true coalition of people from across our diverse and dynamic community who want to bring our Houston values to Washington to help our community and our country thrive. And I want to say to the voters in Texas 7 who cast their ballots for me, thank you. Thank you for your trust, your belief in me, and for your precious vote. And I also want to say to the voters in Texas 7 who didn't vote for me this time, that I will work just as hard to represent you well and to earn your vote in the future. I also want to take a minute to thank my volunteers. There are so many who have worked tirelessly for this result tonight. And I'm so grateful to the more than 1,000 volunteers who worked on this campaign and made tonight's result possible, as well as, of course, to our tremendous campaign staff who had the most incredible energy and drive, especially in this strange election year in 2020, where so much of our campaigning was virtual. We all did things differently this year, but we had an incredible campaign spirit, and I think you see that reflected in the results today and tonight. And tonight is a big night for our country. There are many races where we don't yet know the outcome, and there will be great excitement and disappointment across our community and our country. And our next task is to bring everyone together for the good of this city, this county, this state, and this country. And I know we can. We're facing some real challenges at this moment, ones that test us all. We've seen our community ravaged by a virus we didn't even know about a year ago. We've seen hurricanes and floods and fires. We have a lot of rebuilding to do. And one of the things we need to rebuild is our trust in our government and in each other. And I think tonight's result shows with a message from the voters here in Texas 7 that is consistent with the one they delivered in 2018, that with a coalition that comes together, not just for this campaign, but for this country and this community, we can and we will do this essential rebuilding. So I want to thank everyone for giving me this honor and the opportunity to represent Texas's 7th Congressional District for another term in the United States Congress, and to keep bringing a little more Houston to Washington, D.C.
If anyone has any questions, can you drop it into the chat and I will allow you to unmute yourself. We will take 2 to 3 questions. So we have a question from Ro. I'm going to go ahead and ask you to unmute yourself.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for your time. Congratulations. I just wanted to ask, what has this journey been like for you, and what does this moment feel like right now?
Well, this has been an incredible journey, and as we've talked about before, I was a first-time candidate in 2018 because I felt like our country was headed in the wrong direction 4 years ago tonight. And so the journey from citizen to Congresswoman has been an incredible one. And as I said earlier, it really is all about this coalition and this community that knows we deserve better from our elected officials, to be paying attention to and caring about all of us, and to be working together, reaching across the aisle to make sure that we're serving our constituents. And so I'm just so honored and proud. And tonight I really am just delighted at the opportunity to continue to do the work that I know we can do and we will do to get our country on a better path forward.
And just as a follow-up, you had mentioned before that, you know, this campaign stands for something different, and it really speaks to the climate of America right now. You know, after this, you know, you have said that you have proved to be victorious over Wesley Hunt. What do you think this says about, you know, this community, District 7 in America?
Well, I think the message we heard from this community tonight is the same one that we heard in 2018 in the voters electing to send me back to Washington, is to bring a positive and hopeful vision and a unifying vision for our country. I know that's what people in this community want to see. They want to see us working together at all levels of government, you know, federal, state, and local, working together and collaborating on the kinds of challenges that are before us, whether it is combating the coronavirus or addressing this unbelievable hurricane season we just had and preparing our communities for the future. And I think that what I've just been so privileged to do is work with people across this community. And I think that's the message of this community. You know, we come from all across the country and around the world, and we're just excited to be here to work together. And we know that our diversity is a strength, and that bringing a diverse perspective and ideas and strategies can help us solve our toughest problems. That's what we do here, and that's what we want people to do in Washington. And that is the message I take to my colleagues there every day. And I'm just thrilled to be able to continue to do that work. I think we've built a very solid foundation. We have an incredible team that serves our district, and I am thrilled that we will be able to continue our work.
And we have one more question from Chris. Chris, you should be able to unmute yourself now.
Thank you. Congresswoman, first off, just congratulations, and thank you so much for making some time for us here at midnight. Really quickly, what's priority number one for you just as you start this new term? And do you feel confident, just with the way things have been going in Washington lately, that it's going to be realistic to get these things accomplished?
Well, I think there are a lot of outstanding questions tonight on election night about what exactly the landscape in Washington will look like in the 117th Congress. But I do have a lot of confidence that we can accomplish a lot of the things that we talk about as candidates, because we've done them in the House in the 116th Congress. And we need partners in Washington, in the Senate, and in the White House who are focused on doing that same work for the people, whether it's additional coronavirus relief, which I think has to be priority number one, and I hope it doesn't have to wait until the next Congress. But we have small businesses who are hanging on by their fingernails. We have people here who are waiting for economic impact payments, who need that additional unemployment funding, and we have got to get an additional relief package done as soon as possible. But there are a lot of other big challenges on the horizon as well, and I think the next Congress will tackle many of them, including bringing down the cost of healthcare and expanding access to quality, affordable healthcare. We've already passed a bill to lower the cost of prescription drugs by allowing Medicare to negotiate the price of prescription drugs. We passed several other bills, and I think that healthcare continues to be a concern for people across this community. And there's so many other issues, but really opportunities, I think, in front of us. And I always tell my constituents at town halls and other events that there is a lot of bipartisan work that gets done in Congress. Sometimes it doesn't, make the news. But I do think that there is a lot of hope and a lot of opportunity as long as we elect people who are willing to do that work and who understand that they are public servants and our job is to serve the people. And I am so grateful for the opportunity to continue to do that.
That's all the time that we have for today. Thank you everyone for joining us. Let me know if you all have any follow-up questions. I would be happy to answer them for you. Have a good night.
Thanks so much, y'all. Take care.